Shoot, I done seen Carburetor Canyon in a whole new way. It was like being in one of them fancy helicopters. We done flowed so hard and fast, and we never run out of gas either. You know, I think it was on account of that special UFO fuel. Woo-hoo! Wait for me, Mator! Now that I could fly, Mator and I went out to Carburetor Canyon to practice flying through Cloud Ring. More serious than two flat tires when you only got one spare. I had such a good time. Mator and I was going to be best friends forever. He was definitely angry. Pretty, not so much. You gotta pass that cape. This one's about to charge. This bulldozer's getting really mad. That was one determined bulldozer. Nothing would stop him from getting at that cape. Yahoo! Boy, looks like you're having a good time out there. You see that pass? Whoo-hoo! Boy, that was a thing of beauty. Don't spin out. Watch where you're going. Even if it meant getting the scrap metal knocked out of me, I was ready for a fight. Get this car to a duck. The building seemed to be coming down in all directions. It was one of the meanest fires I done ever seen. We wouldn't want this fire extinguisher to get burnt. All sorts of stuff was getting destroyed by that fire. Firefighters was going in and carrying out as much as they could. They had to move fast and be careful not to drop nothing. Can't let this get damaged. When I got out, there was still some firefighters inside, and they was in big trouble. But don't worry, I saved the day. Oh, I just started blasting water through the windows to put out all them there fires. Don't worry, little one, you're safe now. I tried to save as much as I could, but that fire was growing faster than rust in the junkyard. Mater to the rescue! Never fear, Mater is here. Never know, this might be worth something. I could not believe how much security there was for just one little UFO. Sneaking Mator out there was no easy task. If I was spotted, they might try their alien experiments on me, too. Mator, where are you? Hey, Mator, I'm coming to get you. Mator was my buddy. I just had to rescue him. My plan was to sneak him out real sneakily by avoiding all the lights and the other cars. My friend was free, but he wasn't out of danger yet. They was gaining on us, and it looked like there was no end in sight. Then, just when we started to get ahead of them dadgum helicopters kicked it into gear and caught up to us. Well, you should. You was there, too. We can't let them get us. Whatever you do, don't stop for nothing. It seemed like the entire military was after us, so we took off, and we raced to the end of that desert as fast as we could. Mator was finally safe, but it was time for him to go back home. Staring down other wrestlers was all part of my strategy. I just wind up my tow hook and focus on winning. You gotta get the ball to the goal. Are you gonna take that? Don't let them push you around. Whoa! That's gonna leave a dent. The road to becoming a monster truck wrestler was long and hard, not to mention bumpy. But my headlights were set on reaching the goal, and I was ready to try my best. After each match was over, I couldn't wait for the next one. Keep your eyes on the target. Now that's what I call mighty fine falling. Stay on target. Stay on target. I busted nearly every part of my body, especially doing the high dive. The jumps weren't too bad, it was the landings. Woo-wee! Boy, that was one big splash. If you make it, it's diving. If you miss it, it's falling. Kinda refreshing, huh? Uh-oh, that's gonna leave a dent. Missed it by a muffler. Just a bit closer and you'd have made it. Let me know if you need some help. No jump was too high and no pool of water was too small for Mater the Greater. It got so high you could see clear across the entire county. And all I was jumping into was a teeny tiny little jar of water. Yes, way. Don't you remember? You was there, too. Look out, he's gonna charge. Watch your bumpers. Ole! Bravo! The crowd was going wild as them air bulldozers got a second wind and made another charge into the arena. So there we was, surrounded. Bulldozers all around. What did Well, don't you remember? Shoot, you was there too. Then more bulldozers come in. Folks didn't know what was going to happen next. When the dust settled, only El Matador and his mighty red cape was left standing. This drifting thing ain't that tough. I think I'm getting the hang of it. I caught up to that Kabuta fella just as I was starting to get my drifting wheels under me. I'll show you. When I made a wrong turn, all sorts of folks was coming right at me. Boy, I was lucky, though, 'cause the police car done followed behind to make sure everybody was okay. Look out! Becoming king of all drifters? Shoot, that's a big challenge. The key was to drift for as long as I could without hitting nothing. I made it to downtown without a scratch. Then it was time to kick it up a little and really do some fancy driving. Tires of all sizes were just floating in the air. Mator even made some fancy patterns out of them tires. I just love playing with them tires. Let them hubcaps fly. Fire away. Mator sure knew how to have fun. He'd lift tires up in there, and I'd fling hubcaps at them before they hit the ground. I never thought playing with tires and hubcaps would be so much fun. There was folks all makes and models come to my events. Shoot, spotting all my fans in the stands was tough to do 'cause the shows was always sold out. Then this one time, all the lights in the whole stadium went out. But shoot, that didn't stop me. We had spotlights. I liked when the audience got participating at my stunt shows. That way everybody could join in the fun. If Mater the Grader's fans was having fun, then Mater the Grader was having fun too. Cool! Dadgum! You're good. Wow! Great job! Woo-hoo! Now that was sweet! Yee-hee-hee! Oh man! Woo-hoo! Congratulations! Way to go, buddy! You gotta win! Show me a grin! Ha That's good. That's look at that picture. Look at it. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. And look at him. Oh. Keep moving. Ready? Go! Looks like we got ourselves a tie. Woo-hoos for everybody. Hey, you didn't lose. I guess that means you won. I'll tell you what, it don't get much better than that. Boy, look at that. You is the champion. Know what's better than being a winner? Nothing. And the top score goes to you. Well, dadgum, you won this round. I wanted to give the fans an extra treat, so I done juiced up the stunt with 200,000 volts of electricity. And let me tell you something, that'll jumpstart your battery no matter what. Dadgum, that was nice. Good jump. Them flames almost got you. Then when the crowd wanted more, I'd have 'em release the monster. I like your style. Woo! Boy, you cleared it by a muffler. Don't let the monster get you. I'll give it a perfect 10. Folks never knowed what I was going to jump over next. Yep, the key to Mater the Grader's stunts was to surprise the fans on every jump. Hey, keep hopping. The crowd's loving it. You is leaping like a professional. Round and round she goes. Where she dance, nobody knows. Stay on your tires. It's double time now. Hey, keep your eyes on both them whirling bars. Watch your roof and your tires. Don't burn your tires. Them flames is hot. Watch out. Shoot, this gives burning rubber a whole new meaning. Them whirling bars at dance, boy, I tell you, they was always a crowd favorite. Up, down, up, down. Woo, boy, I tell you what, I'm getting dizzy just watching you. You're looking good. I tell you what, that's the best jumping I've seen since that time I done seen that other car jumping over that other deal. Well, not at first, but when that bar splits in two, it can get pretty crazy. Just you wait, 'cause then it caught on fire. My very first match was against an ice cream truck. For a wrestler, I guess he's pretty generous. He was giving up all sorts of goodies. I almost got creamed. Ice cream, that is. It wasn't at first, but after a while, he kind of lost his cool and caused all sorts of problems. That truck couldn't believe he just lost. I guess I put the freeze on his winning streak. Now that we was good friends, I showed Mator how to play my favorite knocking down cans game. Don't let nothing hit the ground. Keep on catching. Go, go, go. Folks was dropping all sorts of stuff from the windows. We had to catch it all so nothing would get busted. We finally got that fire out, but some folks needed medical attention. The building just kept on burning. Soon, more and more things was dropping from every floor. You sure are good at that. Hope you're not getting tired. Ha ha ha. You know, that wheel just don't say Mater to me. Not for me, but my buddy Lightning would sure love it. How about a different wheel? Ooh-wee, that is one purty wheel. After getting a new set of tires, they said I needed more power. So they give me new spark plugs and a brand new engine. You bet your bumper they done did it. Y'all sure this is a tow truck engine? It kind of feels more like a pickup. What's that next one like? Perfect. I feel faster already. They done told me a fancy new coat of paint was all that was left to finish the job. I didn't know what was wrong with my old paint, though. It had lots of coats and my favorite color, rust. That tickles. Great work. Boy, you's just like that painter Van Gogh. Hey, where did that Van go? Careful, I'm gonna sneeze. Forget it. Dadgum. I'm so good looking. When I got to Tokyo, some real nice folks took me to a shop to be modified. Boy, they got some fancy modifications over there. First, they attach shiny new little lug nuts onto my new wheels. Ka-chow! Actually, I think this looks already taken. Almost didn't recognize myself when they got done. I looked good, I felt good, and I smelled good. You only got seconds to react. Don't mess up, that monster's a real, monster. When I seen that monster, I done nearly flushed my transmission. It was the scariest thing I ever seen. He had a grabber claw, a backhoe, and a wrecking ball, all welded on for maximum destruction. Then Dr. Frankenwagon must have pumped him full of lightning or something, 'cause that monster went as crazy as a backhoe in a dirt field. Don't you remember nothing? We was a tag team. Dadgum! That ref's not even looking. Cheater! Oh no, he's got you! What a wallop! Check your emergency blinkers. Ogenki desu ka? Which way to the tower? You're driving on the wrong side of the road! I don't know what drove them ninjas into overdrive, but all of a sudden they was tossing ninja stars everywhere. It's polite if you signal before changing lanes there, Mr. Ninja-san. Them is some awful fancy stars just to be thrown away. Just when I thought I'd done seen the last of 'em, more ninjas than ever before appeared out of nowhere. Kinda like, ninjas. Well, shoot, you ought to know. You was there too. Yahoo! Go get 'em, buddy. So long, Ninja-san. Boy, you ninjas, you done messed with the wrong best friends. The only way to handle them there ninjas was to avoid 'em when they charged. But then I figured it out. If I backfired, I could knock 'em out of the way. After the scuffle with them there ninjas, I knew I was falling behind in the race. I ain't seen anybody that steamed since the time I honked my horn in a field of sleeping tractors while teasing Frank about how old and rusty he was. Everybody held their hoods as the mighty bulldozer tried one last time to conquer the ring. Ole! Ha! I bet you didn't see that coming. As the bulldozer and me locked eyes, I could tell he was getting smarter. He started charging from all angles. Yeah, and acute and obtuse, too. I'm telling you, I done showed that bulldozer I wasn't scared of him, and I could handle everything he got. Woohoo! I'm drifting! Look at me! I'm drifting with my eyes closed. Okay, that was scary. Even more heavy equipment got in the way. It was risky, but as they say, no gears, no glory. Don't slow down. You're doing great. Stay right behind me. We're gonna get through this. Whee! This is just like dodging boulders in Carburetor Canyon. The tower was on the horizon, but we was running out of road. It was gonna take a miracle to get me into the lead. Look out for the divider coming up. There's a jump up ahead. Try to hit it. We took a shortcut to a dangerous construction zone. I figured I'd have to get a boost by driving over this funny pavement, but I had to be sure not to crash into nothing. Cannonball! I flew out of that pipe like a rocket with wings. Sure enough, I was back in the race. How did you find that? I never seen anybody do something like that. The factory was a few blocks away, but I knowed them roads driving backwards and forwards. That town was full of shortcuts. Woo-hoo! Feel the wind on your mirrors. It's about to get hot. We better get some air. When I made it to that burning building, I got right to work. That bright orange glow of that fire was on the horizon, and the only way for me to get there faster was to take some pretty big risks. The kind I wouldn't recommend to civilians like yourself. You know, using jumps or driving through subway tunnels. No siree, cars trying to get to a raging inferno certainly wouldn't want to do that. The roads got real jammed up on the way there. Shoot, there was cars and stuff everywhere. Watch out for civilians. Here's a shortcut. Look out. He's coming right at you. Signal for a left, then you get him at your right. Soon every last wrestler was sent into the ring. Woo-hoo, boy, it was something to see. Once in a while, they'd throw all the wrestlers back in the ring for one last big showdown. How you got your wheels facing the wrong way up? Roll over. The fight was a real big deal for most of the fans. I'd always start out slow, with just a few wrestlers. Pin 'em! Whew, that rattled my radiator. Whoa, that rattled my radiator. That slow round will give the rookies a few minutes in the limelight. Then they'd send in the heavy hitters. Don't let that ambulance out of your sight. Keep your eyes on that there ambulance. We had to get them injured folks to the hospital STAT and ASAP. Now, I know it's right to stay as close to an ambulance as you can, but I still felt like an ambulance chaser. You got a big jump coming up. One last jump. Let's go. After getting to the hospital, folks was rushed to the ER, and I know they'd be well took care of. Don't hit them parked cars. Hey, watch out for them cars they's parked. Let's head up to the roof. Yee! Time to hit the rooftops. The crowd wants another bulldozer, and we aim to please. One more bulldozer. Look out. Here comes an angry one. Bulldozers must really love roses, 'cause it was impossible to keep 'em locked up in them pens. This one's fast. Stay out of his way. The arena was filled with cheering cars, and they was tossing roses by the dozen. Don't close your eyes. Here he comes. There's one angry bulldozer on its way. Watch your bumpers. Bulldozer number 1 coming through. I ain't never seen that many roses tossed into a ring. Almost couldn't tell there'd been bulldozers there. It smelled so dadgum sweet. And folks just kept on a-celebrating, wanting to see another round. 2 at a time. Be careful. Now don't get hurt. I had to put out the flames fast so the whole place wouldn't blow. I thought I had the fire under control, but just then, an entire building was swallowed up by the flames. Let me take care of that one for you. Hurry up, that building can still be saved. Before I knew it, the entire city block was on fire. We had to blast water at all the windows as fast as we could. Oh, you remember? For Pete's sake, you was there too. Remain calm. Just one more left. Put out all them fires. I held my ground, but that fire refused to quit. Get them fires out before they spread. It's spreading. Kick it into reverse. Dodge them punches. Nice combo. Now that's how you use them tires. In head-to-head brawls, I had to use every bit of skill and technique that I knowed. When one wrestler was eliminated, another wrestler jumped right in to take his place. Are you kidding me? Ain't nothing phony about the dents and scratches us wrestlers got. You're getting it. Higher! Higher! Ain't nothing better than good old teamwork. Keep doing what you're doing. Get 'em as high up as you can. Yes, sirree. Boy, them hoops is really gonna be up there now. Look out for them flames. Careful not to roast your bumpers. Ho-ho! Don't let them flames get you. Now, I don't want to brag, but I sure am one hot act to follow. Well, I always like to get the crowd revved up with a few easy death-defying jumps. Hope you're ready, 'cause I'm aimed. I am a go. So let's go. Hold on to your gas caps. Here I come. Whoa! Dadgum! Whee! But the Flames of Fury wasn't the last of it. To really get my fans going, we set the whole stunt on fire. No, it wasn't so hard. At least until they lit the Flames of Fury. Woo-hoo! You know the story about the time I told Lightning McQueen about the time I was a famous bulldozer fighter? Did I ever tell you about the time that I told Lightning about the time that I used to be a daredevil? Did you ever hear about the time I was telling Lightning about when I was a monster truck wrestler? Let me tell you about the time I told Lightning about the time I used to be a fire truck. I used to be an import, and I told Lightning about it too. It all started when we was talking one day. Oh, for Pete's sake, I cannot believe you missed the time when I told Lightning about the time that I done seen a real UFO. If I'm lying, I'm crying. Welcome to Radiator Springs, the cutest little town in Carburetor County. I'm Major, but shoot, you done already know that. Tasakate! That's Japanese for help! Getting knocked off the tire wasn't a bad thing. Shoot, it saved me from having to dodge all the bumps and signs that was coming up. My trusty cable never fails. I towed myself up that tire as fast as I could. Don't let 'em slow you down. I think I can see Carburetor Canyon from up here. Hello, Radiator Springs! Watch out for that speed bump. Duck under that sign. On the way up the tower, we was having to jump over speed bumps and duck under all kinds of crazy signs. It felt real good being at the top of that tower. I could see the entire world from up there. I wish I had a twin. There'd be two of me. Twice the fun. Glad y'all could make it today. Didn't I see you two somewhere before? I got to the bulldozer arena ready to fight, but first I wanted to meet my biggest fans. Who knew? Anyways, we all thought it would be fun if I tried matching them up in pairs. Muchas gracias, my amigos. I bet you two are double the trouble. You folks is too kind. Actually, most of you is two of a kind. That big crowd done give me a boost of confidence. I was ready to face any bulldozer, no matter how revved up and angry it was. I underestimated, apparently, the number of twin fans I had. More and more twins poured into that arena, just wanting to see El Matador.